Early on in my professional career, prior to me being a real estate agent, I used to work with quite a few large oil and gas corporations. My role was to really help them build out what their strategic plans would be, what are they looking to do on an annual basis, on a quarterly basis, and kind of break it down into here's the core activities in your business, here's some core projects, and these things are going to enable your business to grow at whatever level they were looking for growth. Having brought that into real estate, and some of the learnings that even just large corporations have is, in an ideal world, it's great to have this business plan, to have this strategic plan that's going to help us get from point A to point B and breaks down all of the steps that we need to do to get there. But sometimes it can be very, very overwhelming. And it's like, oh my God, I have to do all of this in order to be successful or to be able to get to where I want to be. And what I've found is that when you chunk down the things that you want to do step by step and just focus on a small set of tasks that then kind of you can compound on and stack on top, really provide success. But here's the biggest thing, especially in the real estate market. The market's always changing. Every 90 days you can go from a seller's market to a balanced market to a buyer's market, and it can really shift, like the winds can really shift. And so when it comes to business planning, you can have this ideal, where do I want to be 10 years from now? Where do I want to be 5 years from now? Where do I want to be a year from now? A lot of people underestimate what they can do in 3 years and overestimate what they can do in a year. It's just common. That's just what happens. And sometimes we start following the shiny object. I call it shiny object syndrome, where we go here, then we go here, and then we go there. And suddenly we're getting overwhelmed and really we don't know what we're actually doing, right? So this is where sitting back and really looking at what do I want to accomplish over the next 90 days? And is that going to get me to where I want to be 3 years from now or 5 years from now? And I can understand that we really don't even know where we're going to be because the world's changing so much and it changes so fast. But if you were to be able to create where you want to be 3 years from now, what would you do today? What is the core activity you would do today? And ask yourself, will this activity help me get to where I want to be 3 years from now? That's the trigger. That's what clicks. Because if you say, no, this won't get me to where I want to be 3 years from now, even if you don't fully understand where it is you want to be, but you kind of have a conceptual idea, that might be something you shouldn't be doing. And so that's where, when it comes to business planning and creating a plan, you can go from where you want to be 3 years from now at a high conceptual level, come backwards and say, a year from now, if I was to have hit these, is it going to contribute to where I want to be 3 years from now? If the answer is yes, great. And then even shift more and say, what do I need to do in the next 90 days? Knowing that this is where the market is. And when you're aware of where the market is going, you can start pivoting and be agile, and you can adjust your plans. And so then you're going into 90-day increments, and it really allows you to be agile, be nimble, and get to where you want to be. Now, here's the thing. We've talked about business planning, we've talked about daily plans, and you can take your daily plan and adjust it based off of where you want to be with this 90-day plan that you have, that you're creating, that we can create. But understand something, you may not be able to hit everything, but it's incremental success. Now, you can have quantum leaps for sure, don't get me wrong, but we need to have forward progress. And so don't beat yourself up if you're not getting to where you want to be. Let's focus on going step by step and having that incremental success. And then if we can find the quantum leaps, let's go and do that as well. But the key and the essence is that when you have these plans, it gives you a point to focus on. It gives your reticular activating system, the RAS that's at the back of your head, to start focusing in on where you want to be. And it kind of starts creating a why, because you have to ask yourself, why do I want that? And that'll really help push and propel you so you can start going towards where you want. That is what a business plan is going to allow you to do.